Hello, this is Lolly. I am back with, I believe, part 4 of the Flip Junk Journal. So what I have done so far, we did the cover and we did the covers for the 3 signatures, and we have cut apart some cardstocks for in those signatures as well. And so that's what we have so far. But in between the last video and now, what I've been doing is cutting apart my pages for these signatures. And these are random papers that are 6 by 8.5, most of them. You will see I have 3 tabs that stick out, and those will fit. I have random pages, so whenever I find paper at thrift stores that I'm interested in, I buy it, so I have quite a collection. I've got some vellum, I've got parchments. This is more like a parchment. Here's some vellum, there's a parchment, more vellum, vellum, vellum. Vellum, vellum. There's just some gold, like wrapping paper, I suppose. Crinkly paper. There's some typewriter paper. And there's just some junk pads that were donated. There's some extra sheets. I don't need that in there. This was a bag. Mostly I'm going for blank papers or papers that are lined. I love crinkly paper. Love it, love it. And then I have some kind of graphed papers here. A couple of pages of music notes, but mostly, like I said, I want this one to be, this journal to have room for writing. And so I try to stay away mostly from things that are too much of the writing already on them, like the music notes. Also, I have some envelopes here that I can play with later and see how those will fit into the journal. And there was something else. Oh, I picked up some of the doilies in my stash because I might want to add that in a page. And then I've just been going through my stash and collecting any lace or trim that I thought would go well with a Valentine theme. And I have one heart washi, including the washi too that comes in this kit. And then I've got these. I've got some felt heart but felt heart trim that I got from Target Dollar Spot last year. I've got this trim here, black and white. Got some vintage pink and white, some gingham, more rickrack. So just whatever I grabbed and thought might work on these pages, because I do want to do some edging on the pages. Also, I have been asked before, well, how many papers do you put in each signature, you know? I would guess around 10 sheets, and then when you fold them in half and stick them in there, that would be a signature, because anything more than that gets really difficult to sew. Another thing you can do, now some of these ones here, of course this is one we did on the last video, and some of these are cardstock, so that makes them even thicker. But if you open them all up and put them in here, I've got them all upside down, of course. But if I open them up, it gives me a certain idea as to the thickness of this book. Okay, those are the covers, because I know that when these fold in half, it'll make double the bulk, right? So it'll be twice as thick than this when these are all folded in half. So I can put that in here and kind of get an idea right there how full that's going to be, plus these, which are the covers. Plus I want a little bit of space or breathing room in there, because the pages will have, extras, you know, like ephemera glued onto the pages and trim. So I think this is going to be just the right amount of pages, if not too many. So we'll just kind of play around as we go. I'll keep these signatures, excuse me, each signature in here. Oh, plus this is going to definitely add to the bulk as well. So while we are going, this has got a pocket, so I think I might just leave that as it is. I'm thinking I'm just going to take some of these pages and start randomly gluing and sewing trim. And some of this as well I might do. So let's see what we have and get going. Now, on something that's really busy like this, I don't like to take a busy trim like hearts and put that on there, because I think it gets lost. However, like a solid, not necessarily a shape, not like a heart shape, would do really well. The black rickrack is pretty easy to see, but you could also do something on the inside. Now, that would be appropriate here because I've got this heart paper and I have this heart trim here. So I'm just looking, and I think I am going to glue this in there. I don't want to sew this in place because I feel like I don't want to have stitch lines on my hearts. Okay, so now I have the Big Kahuna bottle of Fabri-Fix. Fabri-Fix and Fabri-Tac are the same thing. It's just gone through a renaming. And I could glue this right on the edge. I could glue it in such a way that maybe part of the heart is sticking out over the edge, adding dimensions so that you would see part of it from the other side. And I think I might do that. But I think it would be hard unless I did it this way. I'm going to see what that looks like on the other side. I think I might do that. Okay, let's give her a try. I'm opting to put the little points of the heart sticking out instead of the rounded parts because it was going to be hard to glue the points down. There wasn't enough surface area. So again, I'm putting this on there so that the tips can show through the other side. From this side, it looks like there's rickrack on there. Isn't that cute? Okay, now that's going to take a bit to dry because I got that really juicy. So I'm going to set that one aside. Grab the next one. Is there anything? Now, this is really busy. I love it. I could still get away with some white rickrack, but I just think a floral is more elegant, and I'm not so sure I like rickrack on there. I could always do some sort of a lace on there. This is really cute, and I think that something really bright, oops, excuse me, bright would be great on that. On the other hand, I also have some of these little papers that I've cut off that I can use. Like this here would be really cute in there as well. Let me see what that looks like. And I could put that on there right on the edge, or I could move it in a little bit, and I think I'm going to move it in just a little bit. So this is just prepping my pages. I don't always do it this way. Sometimes I just gather all the pages, and then what's been happening, I'll make a journal, and I'll think, oh, I really wish I had done some edging on these pages. So some of them are going to have something on the right side, some left, and some won't have any. Okay, another one. This is the same paper, only I folded it the other way. And like I said, I don't have to always do something on these, but how cute, right? I think I am not a fond of that one. Thinking. Or it could just also, we don't always have to go the same way. And there will be times that I think I'm gonna save this because I think I'm gonna want to put one of the cut apart cards on there. And this is so cute. I love this. It says, "You're my favorite human." I know you can't see that, but so adorable. And I'm thinking with this one, I might even go this way because I'm always working on decorating the very edges like this, that I think I might want to do like one across the top or the bottom. Ooh, I think this one is going to be great with one of the cut aparts on it. Or the stickers. So I do want to make sure I leave plenty of room for all those. I don't want to just go through and sticker up the whole thing or put trim on every single thing. This is a really pretty trim. I think it gets lost on this particular one. Oh no, I don't know. I think it really accentuates it. It just gives it a nice vintage feel. I'm putting this right along the edge. So I'm varying up where I'm putting my trims. Sometimes they're going to be on the very edge. Sometimes I'm going to move them in towards the center a little bit. And sometimes I'm going to hang them off the end. I just want it to look different. I really like this vintage one. Oh my gosh. I need to take that staple off. Oh, I think it's really pretty. Okay, and I have this one too. I really like these tickets a lot. Ba-bum-bum. I am thinking that this I like. Okay, there's this. You can't tell where you are what this is, but I like this kind of loopy fringe. There's probably a really good seamstress title for this kind of loopy trim here. There we go. So I was thinking of gluing that on there and letting the loops hang off the very end like that. I wasn't very careful to note where my loop was starting, if you know what I mean. So now what I have is this, so I'm going to trim that down. Okay. Oh, it's really cute. Okay, so that's just cardstock right there. But I could definitely add stuff to some of these, and these are not all, they're all different varying weights. And I just love some of this stuff. So I think part of the thing that would be helpful, you know, if you're not sure what you're going to be doing when decorating these, is to go ahead and put the crease in there, and that way you're going to know whether you can sew on it or, you know, what you're going to add to it. And I realize a lot of this would be white on white, and that's okay too. I could put this down. Not necessarily here, but I could put that down and do the white on top of that too. That gives it a little more interest, like that. I was just thinking too, there's this here which has the pink hearts all over it. I think that's cute, and that would make an interesting addition to it. Okay, I think we're gonna go for that. I'm moving this one in a little bit. Okay, now, so I will continue to do that. Let me look at some of this here. I think I really like this. It's very wide, and I'm thinking about removing, there's like, it's almost like there's 3 panels here. If I remove the right panel, then I can fold this in half over an edge. And that would be pretty cool. So let me look at that. It would need to be about this long. So I'm just guessing. It's pretty stiff. Let's see how this works. So I was thinking about putting it here, folding the end over like that, and having, so the lace will be sticking out a little bit. And I might even stitch that. You know, first I'm going to do is I'm going to press this so it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to glue. I'm not going to put it flush against here like that. I'm not going to put the fold right on the edge because I do want it to stick out a little bit. So here's what I was thinking. I would glue one side and then the other. I might even stitch over that. I'm not sure yet. So keep in mind that even if I use a sewing machine to stitch any of these down, you don't have to sew on yours. I try to not add, I try to spread the Fabrifix out evenly and not make it glumpy when there's thin lace like this, because it just sticks right out, oozes right through the lace. Make sure you use nice sharp scissors to cut off your excess trim. I like these Scotch titanium ones that I got from Amazon. Okay, I really do like that. You can see how it's sticking out off the edge. And still, when I fold it, I would fold it based on where the paper is and not on the lace. Okay, I'm putting that aside to dry, and that to dry. It's pretty well dried. So I do want to use some of this stuff here. And we do have washi in the kit. That's also another good thing to use in here. There's these papers. And not every page has to have something glued on it. Have to remind myself that. It's not a contest to see who can use the most lace, but I really do like the look of trim, so. This was some of the real cheap washi that was at the cash register area at Michael's, and it really is difficult to use. The washi that comes in this kit, the paper collection, is really nice. If you have washi that's really tears easily trying to get it started, just fold the very end under so you can get it started next time. Very cute. I like that a lot. Okay, now and another one of these branding strips from the paper. I really like that. Anyway, another thing is you can use these paper strips and trim together. Like I could do this and I could still add some rickrack on top of that, or I have this little dainty lace that could go on the very edge. So I don't think I want pink with that though. I think I might add, ooh, I like this right there. So if you have a Target dollar spot, the dollar spot has Valentine decorations and stuff out now, so they have some really cute stuff. You can see that, how I got the little daisy chain there. Okay, so we could keep on adding some of these things. Some of these are kind of cream color, don't really fit too much with the overall color scheme of what I'm doing, you know, the papers, but it'll still work. I'm trying to think about this one here with the polka dots. I also don't want to put edging on every single page because I think it'll just make the book a little chunkier than what I'm looking for, because I want to save some of that chunkiness for all of my cut aparts that are going to be going in there. So what I think I'll do is start organizing this mess here. I have 3 signatures, so what I'm going to do is try to organize these in piles so I know I can even them out let me grab these. So that's what I encourage you to do, is to lay these out right side up. There's one. Here's the other one. And here's the third. Okay, I'll have to move all this over and make room. So what we'll do is just start stacking these papers up to like this. So we have 3 signatures right here. And we'll start adding papers randomly. So I've got 3 on each right now. I'm just going to add 1 to each. Like that. I'm not worrying about getting them lined up at this point. I'm just putting them on the top. Okay, now I have to remember too that I also have some cardstock inserts to go in each of these. So let's put them inside. And then what I'll probably do is kind of reorganize these a little bit so that not all the papers that have edging on it or trim will all be in the exact same, all together, you know, butted up against each other. Now, the other thing I have is this, which, where'd it go? The big envelope. Ah, here it is. Remember how our pages were 6 by 8.5? This is 6 by 9, which means, and I ordered this from an office supply a long time ago, a whole box of them. So if I shut this, okay, seal that off. Now, this is 9 inches, but I need it to be 8.5. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off of each end here. So now what I have is this, like that. So when I fold that in half, okay, so when it's in here like this, I'll have pockets this way. And I will eventually cover this up with some kind of pretty paper. But it might be easier to do that before I sew it in, so I might as well consider doing that now. Let's take a look at the paper and see what we've got by looking at, actually, some of these might do a really good job. If you recall, I purposely sized this book so that the 4 by 6 cards would fit in these pages. So that means it should be just tall enough and be a little shorter than this. That way it's not getting sewed on. The stitching is right here. So what I'm thinking, I like to have a little thumb notch on the paper. So I think I might do it here. I'm not particularly worried that it's centered, or you could measure the center and so you know where to do this. Okay, and then I think this would go right here, and that will make it easier to glue it now than after I sewed it in. Right. Do one of these on the inside. But you know what I'm thinking? This could use a frame around it. So I think I'm going to put it around this black frame. Or how about, no, it's too big, but yeah, I don't have, the white one wouldn't really show up that well. It shows up a little. That makes me a lot happier to have that in there. The black frame around there makes it really work better. Now this could be a pocket, and we could put like a little tag through the top. This is why we don't want our book being too full, because when we add things like tags and little ephemera, it does make it even thicker yet. Okay, so we've got that. And just out of curiosity, I want to see something. I was wondering, see, here's a tag right here. So why don't we put this, and get that hole out there. We could put this on a little cardstock. Now it's going to be too short to go into here, but we can use it for something. And then let's make another tag and attach the two of them together. I'm going to do, let's see, this one is very short. I'm going to do a 2 inch, 2 1/4. there we go. Maybe cut that off right there. I'm just eyeballing it. And corners trimmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on this one. I'm just going to go with the dot pattern. Then I'm going to flip that over onto the other corner and use that as a guide. There we go. There. And then I will tie these two together. That'll be a cute tag. And I was thinking maybe a little something. This one says, I adore us. And that would be precious, I think. Okay. And I was thinking of something for the bottom here. Okay. I'm going to trim off 3 of these little heart scallops and put those right on the bottom. It's not quite as wide as the tag, but still really cute. Alrighty, now let's tie these together. I like it even tilted to the right just a little bit. Very cute. Now when I tuck this in, I could put this on the outside or inside with the pocket. It doesn't matter. Very cute. Okay, so that is going to go into one of these. And another thing is I have these pockets. I wish they were white in this case, but it is a junk journal. So it's okay to stick the other colors of things in here. However, one thing that I could do would be to kind of do this, glue that over there, and help that to add some of the white to it that I want. That would work. Now, what I was thinking, I'm going to wait until I sew this book together, but I think what I could do with these is take that flap and put it over a page like this, so it would be another flip inside the book. And we've got a window here, a window of opportunity to put something pretty in there. So how would these work? Now, these were given to me by a friend, these little envelopes, and I forget what they're called. I will ask her again. Okay, I realize this is wider than my envelope because my envelope is 3 and this is 3. I need to narrow this down just a little bit, and I think that maybe the Kiss Me might not be readable through here. I might need to find something smaller, a smaller image. Would the you and me show through there? It would. You wouldn't necessarily know that was a heart. We don't really know until we try. On the other hand, I could also just put this through there because the it's just a floral pattern, and that floral pattern is going to show up. I could put a sticker on the inside. That would also work. I'm going to make this 2 3/4 and see if that fits in there better. Oh, look. That just makes it look so much better. Well, yeah, once I get it in there. See, like that. Now, we could, like I said, put a sticker in it, or we could use a sticker on the outside of it, like, I was thinking of this, I was thinking of the love and laughter kind of at an angle here, but I think it's a little large, so we could always use something like this, always be true, there. And I think what I will kind of glue this down a little bit because I don't want it popping out on me, so I'm just going to put a little tack right there, put it back inside, and then push it up against the back of the envelope like that. And that just stops it from sliding in and out. It's just a window. I'm not really going to use it as a pocket per se. So I really think that that would add something really cute to it. Okay, so I think we need to stop here because we are already 39 minutes into this video. I will obviously edit and pull out some of the riffraff of my video, shorten it and speed up some of the areas so you don't have to watch this entire thing. And until next time, this has been Lolly. Thank you so much for joining in on this Flip Junk Journal.